Good morning, students. We were learning about the physical divisions of India now. The major physical divisions of our country are the Himalayas, the northern plains, and the peninsular plateau. We have already learned about Himalayas. Now, today I want to teach the northern plains and the peninsular plateau. First of all, the northern plains. The northern plains lie towards the south of the Himalayas. They stretch from Punjab to Assam. They cover the states to Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, and Assam, and the Union Territories of Delhi and Chandigarh. Many rivers which originate in the Himalayas flow through the northern plains. These rivers carry water throughout the year. They also bring with them broken pieces of rocks, sand, and silt. The fine silt deposited by the rivers is called alluvium soil. It is fertile and very good for crops. The area watered by a river and its tributaries called its basin. Three rivers, that is Satluj, the Ganga, and the Brahmaputra, and their tributaries have formed their northern plains. The Satluj, the Ganga, and the Brahmaputra. River Satluj originates in Tibet. Beas is its main tributary. Punjab and Haryana are part of the Satluj river basin. The Bakra Dam built across river Satluj generates electricity and provides water for irrigation. Then Ganga basin. Ganga river basin originates from the Gangotri glacier in the Himalayas. Yamuna is its main tributary. The Ganga and its tributaries flow through Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and West Bengal. In West Bengal, the river splits into two branches. One branch enters Bangladesh and is called Padma. It joins the Brahmaputra. The other branch flows through West Bengal and it is called Hooghly. Then the Brahmaputra river basin. River Brahmaputra originates in Tibet, where it is called Sangpo. It enters India through Arunachal Pradesh and flows through Assam before entering Bangladesh. The Brahmaputra and the Ganga rivers form the largest delta in the world before falling into the Bay of Bengal. This is the Sundarban Delta. These are about the three basins, the Satluj basin, the Ganga basin, and the Brahmaputra basin. Then what are the importance of the northern plains? There are four importance of these northern plains. What are they? Now we can discuss what are the importance of the northern plains. First of all, the plains support farming as they are very fertile. The soil is very fertile, so it supports farming. Second one, it is very plain area now. Roads and railways are well developed because of the flat plains. Third one is the plains have a huge population. And fourth one, many big cities are located here. These are the importance of the northern plains. First of all, it is good for farming. Second one, roads and railways are developed. And third one, the plains have a huge population. The area is very good for crops and also it causes very huge population. And the last one, many big cities are located in the northern plains. Then about the peninsular plateau. The southern plateaus are located to the south of the northern plains. They are triangular in shape and are surrounded by hill ranges. The surface of the plateau region is rocky and uneven. Most of the rivers in the southern plateaus are not as long as those in the northern plains. They, however, flow with great speed. On their way, they form waterfalls. River Narmada roughly divides the plateau region into two parts, that is, the Central Highlands and the Deccan Plateau. About the Central Highlands, the Central Highlands are surrounded by the Aravalli Hills towards the northwest, the Vindhya Range towards the south, the Chota Nagpur Plateau towards the east, and the Rajmahal Hills towards the northeast. The Malwa Plateau lies in the center. Many rivers of the Central Highlands join the Yamuna and the Ganga from the south. Chambal, Betwa, and Son are a few of these rivers. The Chota Nagpur Plateau covers Jharkhand, northern Odisha, and northeastern Chhattisgarh. The region has large deposits of coal and other minerals. Then about the Deccan Plateau. The Deccan Plateau extends from river Narmada up to the southern tip of peninsular India. Anaimudi is the highest peak in this region. There is one that is peak, that is mountain, Anaimudi. It is the highest peak in this region. The Deccan Plateau is surrounded by the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats. The Ghats meet at the Nilagiri Hills. Many rivers such as Godavari, Krishna, and Kaveri originate from the Western Ghats and flow eastwards. The Eastern Ghats are broken into small hill ranges by rivers flowing from the Western Ghats. Most of these rivers fall into the Bay of Bengal. Godavari is the longest river in the Deccan Plateau. There is one river, Godavari. It is the longest river in the Deccan Plateau. These are about the Deccan Plateau. You have already learned about the Himalayas, the northern plains, and the peninsular plateau. This much only the lesson. So, for better understanding, you have to read this lesson. Okay? And next class, I will give the exercise also. Okay? So, read the lesson 3 times. That will be the homework. Thank you.